Greetings, welcome, and thank you for clicking. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, and I'm so honored to welcome you to another Choose One of 3 card reading for your September 2022 messages. Welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you, September. Now, I don't know about you, but here where I am in the eastern United States, I love September. You can see I've got some beautiful flowers in my garden, and this year, not much else. It was not the best gardening year here in my garden in central Pennsylvania, but at least I have some beautiful flowers to share with you all throughout the month. So thank you so much, September. Now, if you are new to these readings, this is how it works. You choose number 1, 2, or 3, and there is a corresponding Untethered Spread reading. This is a 5 or sometimes more card reading, my own unique reading that you cannot find anywhere else. And if you would like to learn more about the Untethered Spread reading, including how to get your own individual 1-hour one-on-one reading, those links are below. So I'm going to do a little bit of drumming, set some sacred space for us, and allow you to choose, or allow rather what comes to the surface, number 1, 2, or 3. Now, if you're saying, Christian, I already know my number, down below, the direct links are there for each number, so you can go straight away. So thank you so much for being here. Please join me in taking 3 deep cleansing breaths. We're going to clear away everything that's come before, everything that's coming later, and focus in on this blessed present moment. What is your number, 1, 2, or 3? Number 1, welcome number 1 to your September 2022 messages. Number 1, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card for September is the Empress. The Empress. Beautiful and lovely. Great. Your angel cards. Oh yes, you had 2 angel cards, number 1. Your angel cards that popped out of the deck for September are Maya, who says, schooling, study, and education. Help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. Beautiful. Thank you, Maya. I've got some things coming up with these cards. But first, let's see what we have for your second angel card. Grace and Antoinette says, to help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Now, you also had 2 archangel cards, number 1, but there's a little bit of a story with these cards. So I'll tell you in 1 second after I show you your first archangel card. It is leadership with Archangel Gabriel, who says, it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So beautiful. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel, who of course is the angel of messages and communication. Thank you. And your second archangel card, number 1, is chakra clearing. Archangel Metatron says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Beautiful, Archangel Metatron. Now, number 1, here is what happened with this card. As I shuffle very frequently, okay, like always, almost always, the cards just pop right out. Well, this card popped right out, as well as a couple other cards. When I went to put those back on the deck, because this one had popped out very clearly, this card flipped up and was facing me. And so I said, okay, I think that you need to be in this reading too. At least that's what you're telling me. And so here it is, Archangel Metatron with chakra clearing. Great. So number 1, your rune almost got away from me, is appropriately enough breakthrough. So your rune for September, number 1, is the rune of breakthrough. And your breathe easy card is enlightenment. I am enlightened. Enlightenment comes from understanding the dualities of life. We are each but a speck in this universe, and yet, to each of us, its center. I breathe in the worlds beyond my world. I am filled with the power that animates the planets. I almost said that animates my breath, but indeed, for sure, the same breath that animates the planets is the same power that animates us. I breathe out all limits. There you are. Beautiful. Number 1. Wow. Great reading for you for September, number 1. So here's what I'm getting for you, number 1. This is a real time for you to be enjoying your gifts and expressing them in the world, including on a leadership level. You know, we have the Empress here. She herself is a leader. She's powerful. But not only that, number 1, she is very contented, peaceful, and at peace with who she is. And her own power. And so this is a real time for you, number 1, to recognize that power and just enjoy it and step into even more firmly that leadership role. And so you are being called indeed, number 1, during the month of September to really, in a sense, embody the Empress, this powerful figure who is contented, who is living in enjoyment, who is at peace, and who is sharing her gifts with the world. Now, we're being encouraged, well, you're being encouraged, number one, that this gift is a leadership role. And so to recognize and claim that more firmly, to step into some new ways of leading and embodying that leadership as well. So number one, you're being encouraged, if you're not yet stepping into a leadership role, you're being encouraged to do so. Now, number one, here's the thing when it comes to leadership. We often think that leadership means some big role, like you've got to be a CEO or the president or whatever to be a leader. But that is absolutely not the case. We can be leaders on even the smallest of scales. We can be leaders just by showing kindness to others, just by holding the door for someone, just by talking to strangers in the grocery store. That's leadership too. Leadership is not this big, grandiose idea that we often have, but rather leadership is indeed in each and every moment. And so, to be a leader, you don't have to be a CEO or the president or fill in the blank. Indeed, number one, you are a leader when you are showing kindness. You are a leader when you are living as an example to others. You are a leader when you are being kind to children, when you are being a loving and compassionate parent. That's leadership. And so, number one, this month you're being encouraged to step into that kind of leadership. Now, if you are a CEO, if you are a president, then definitely that you are being encouraged to realize that role, recognize that role, and to bring Empress power into that role for you this month. That Empress power that is a very peaceful, very self-assured kind of power, number one. So this month, being a leader and being the Empress. Now, number one, what I'm also getting for you is some encouragement to do some chakra clearing at this time. Now, this is going to assist you, number one, with clearing and cleaning out some energy that needs to go, that's ready to be released and that is ready to move off, and to use that clearing away of the energy. That is an experience that's going to allow you to really further claim that Empress leadership power that you have going on for September, and that you're being encouraged to step into and more fully claim in September, number one. So doing some chakra clearing, some focusing on the chakras. You know, I'm just getting the encouragement for you to maybe consider focusing in on the root chakra at this time, and also as well I'm getting the encouragement for the crown chakra. You know, the lowest chakra, the highest chakra, and focusing in on those this month as you step into and embody that Empress leadership role. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So doing some focusing on the chakras to assist with that leadership experience this month. Now, number one, here's what I'm also getting. You know, this card, Grace and Antoinette, to help heal this situation. This is what I'm getting with this card for you, number one, is that there may be some feelings of resistance for you with this idea of assuming, taking on, or stepping into a leadership role. And so there's some encouragement here for you to recognize the ways in which you might be resistant to that this month, and to, again, focus in on those chakras to help you with being more comfortable with stepping into that role, and also helping you to realize the areas where you may have some resistance energetically to this idea of being a leader and stepping into a leadership role. So to help heal the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion, what I'm getting for you loud and clear is seeing how your points of view on this idea of being a leader how you may have other points of view on it, and how you may have other perspectives, and indeed, number one, resistance to stepping into and fully embodying that Empress leadership power at this time. So seeing how you may feel resistant, be resistant, is going to be helpful for you as you move through your month of September. Some other things that are going to be important and helpful for you as you really take on, I just had the image, number one, of putting on a cloak. Just like that, number one. You know, I don't know, maybe even putting on a cloak makes you feel powerful. If that's the case, whip out the robe, right? Whatever is going to help you to feel powerful. If you've got a cloak in your closet, put that on. A robe works just as well. Put that on to help you embody that feeling of power, that feeling of the Empress. But we're also being encouraged, number one, you're also being encouraged to step into that role maybe with some learning and studying that is going to help you to feel more comfortable with that role, and that is even going to help to more fully claim it and to more fully step into it. So some learning and studying that's going to help you with that Empress power at this time. You know, the Empress is someone who really, you know, if you look at the Empress, she looks like she knows some things, doesn't she? And she looks like she is wise, and she looks like she knows it. And so, number one, some encouragement for you for this month to do some learning, some studying, some increasing of wisdom, or whatever that might mean to you, in order to help you more fully recognize that Empress power, and to more fully step into it, and to be the Empress who says, yeah, I got this. She's totally got this. And for the month of September, number one, you've totally got this too. Now, number one, you also have the rune of breakthrough. This is the rune of breakthrough. And so this is a time for you to be breaking through in terms of that leadership role. So break out of your shell a bit, move forward with those leadership abilities that indeed you do have. If you were in doubt about whether or not you have leadership abilities, it is clear, yes, you do. And yes, it is time for you to recognize, claim it, and step into it. You know what I'm also just getting right now for you, number one, is that this indeed may also very well have to do with an educational leadership kind of role. And so using your own knowledge and your own study to help others on their path of knowledge and study. Just like I said before, that Empress, she's wise, she knows her stuff, and she is ready to share it with others. She is not hesitating to share that knowledge, wisdom, education, and study with others. And so indeed, not only learning but also sharing the knowledge is going to be very helpful for you for September, number 1. Now, finally, number 1, we have enlightenment. And I just had the image of a light bulb going off. You know, the light bulb is so frequently used for the brain, study, knowledge, wisdom, and all of those things. And so, ding, we have enlightenment here, lighten. And so, just a further reinforcement of this idea that the learning, the studying is going to be beneficial. It's going to help enlighten others. And even I'm just now getting lighten their load as well. But an encouragement as well to realize, recognize, and remember, number 1, that you are powerful, that you are indeed filled with the power that animates the planets. And that Empress knows it. And it's time for you to know it too, number 1, that indeed you are powered in the same way that the planets are powered. The same breath that runs through you is the same breath that has run through all other leaders spanning back through time. It's really incredible when you think about it, number 1, that I am right now breathing in air molecules that have been breathed in and out by other human leaders all throughout time. Other human beings, planets, stars, animals, whatever. It is pretty miraculous and pretty incredible. You, number 1, are pretty miraculous and pretty incredible. And so this month, don't forget it. But not only that, share it with others. So, number 1, time for you to step into that powerful leadership role. Time for you to share your wisdom and knowledge. Time for you to increase your own wisdom and knowledge to help you feel and recognize your power, number 1. Wow, number 1, what a beautiful reading for you for September. I'm very excited for you and for the messages, the knowledge, the wisdom, the leadership that you might share throughout this month. So thank you so much, number 1. Now, number 1, of course, as always, I do offer this unique 5 or more card untethered spread reading as a 1-hour one-on-one reading. It's a pretty powerful experience, intuitive reading with guidance, messages, and discussion. And if you want to learn more about that and book your own one-on-one Zoom session, the link is of course below. So number 1, thank you so very much. I send you blessings and best wishes for your September. Greetings, number 2. Welcome, number 2, to your September 2022 messages. Number 2, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card is the Tower. The Tower, number 2. Wow, number 2. Got some things coming up for you on that. But let's see what other cards are in store for your September. We had 2 angel cards pop out. Number 2. Your first angel card is Archangel Michael, who says, I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. Thank you very much, Michael. Your second angel card, number 2, is number 2. I was pausing because I thought, after number 1's reading, I had meant to move my drum because it seems to be picking up, at least for me in my ear, a little bit of an echo. And I thought, I'm going to move that before reading number 2, and I forgot. And so I paused right there because I thought, I'm going to pause and move it now. And then I thought, I'm just going to keep going. And so number 2, I'm just going to do it right now. Set that drum down. Thank you for your patience. So number 2, your second angel card is Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive energy. Wonderful. Number 2. Definitely number 2. I've got lots of important things coming up for you, for sure. But let's see what else we've got. Your Archangel card for September is Divine Order. Archangel Raguel says, everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. Great, number 2. Number 2, your rune is the rune of initiation. Initiation. And finally, your Breathe Easy card is Balance. I am balanced. Everything in moderation, nothing in excess. This is the way to lead a life of quality and meaning. I breathe in the perfection of the earth, the water, and the sky. I am filled with nature's grand design. I breathe out my self-destructive tendencies. Beautiful. Number 2, because we have some destruction going on for you this month in September. You've got the Tower going on here. Now, sometimes when the Tower card gets pulled in the tarot, it might make some people a little nervous. And because sometimes the Tower signifies destruction and signifies just a collapse of things, like almost like things falling all around us. The sky is falling, kind of a thing. Sky is falling. And so number 2, there's some encouragement for you that this month, if this falling isn't already happening, that indeed it very, very well may be on the way for you in September. Now, here's the thing. Number 2, when we have these kinds of ruptures in our life experience, we often think of them as bad things, but not necessarily so. As a matter of fact, we have that encouragement here with the cards that no, indeed, you've got some changes coming, number 2, and these are happy, positive changes. Sometimes, number 2, when change starts happening in our lives, we do indeed fear it. We do indeed not welcome it, and we do indeed not want it. But those changes, even when they don't seem positive at first, can and do lead to some positive outcomes. And so, number 2, during your month of September, as things kind of maybe fall apart in a sense, there's some encouragement for you to recognize that there is newness to be built from this. New positive things to come from it. And so for this crumbling of the Tower and of your experience right now, and for that quote-unquote destruction, there's encouragement for you to know that all is well, that all is happening as it needs to happen, as it should be happening, that there indeed is a divine order to it all, and that it's going to be okay. Now, when we think of something like the tower crumbling, we often think that it is on this grand scale. Like, oh no, I'm going to get fired. Oh no, I'm going to end a relationship. Oh no, I'm going to get divorced. Oh no, someone's going to die. I mean, it doesn't have to be on that big, massive scale, because indeed, we have towers in our lives that are crumbling all of the time and being built all of the time as well. And so there's some encouragement here for you, number 2, to recognize that as whatever towers might be falling for you in September, as they fall, to honor that falling and to honor it as a part of the divine order, as a part of the life experience, and as a part of the whole. We are always having small towers fall all of the time in our lives, and always erecting small towers as well, along with those very big towers that are, in a sense, kind of earth-shattering in terms of our lives. So what I'm saying, number 2, is that this does not mean that there is going to be some major earth-shattering change in your September. What it does mean is that you're being encouraged to recognize that right now is an opportunity for you to rebuild. Because when we have a tower that crumbles and there are rocks strewn all about, well, number 2, every cathedral starts out as a pile of rocks. And so what that means is that when one tower crumbles, we now have the opportunity to build another. And so throughout the month of September, number 2, you're being encouraged to, as that tower or those towers fall, to examine those pieces, examine that rubble, and ask yourself, what do I want to build now? What do I want to construct now? What do I want my tower to look like now? And you may want it to look very different from how it previously looked. And so that means this is a great opportunity for you in the month of September, number 2, to maybe even consider what towers you might want to tear down, or what towers you might want to help fall. Because indeed, number 2, you have the power, the agency, the autonomy, the choice to decide to tear down towers and erect new ones. And so, even throughout the month of September, if you find things crumbling and you are saying, I don't want this to happen, there's some encouragement here for you to take a step back and ask yourself, if this is happening, how do I want it to happen? How do I want the tower to fall? And how do I want to rebuild? So throughout the month of September, number 2, ask yourself those questions, examine those answers, because truly there's encouragement here for you with these life changes, that these are only helping you to move forward. These life changes are only helping you to work on your divine life purpose. Remember, it's all part of the divine order. It's all part of the larger whole. And so you're being encouraged to recognize that fact in all of this for September, number 2. Now, you know, number 2, when it comes to life changes, I actually have a lot to say about life changes. I specialize in life changes and Reiki and card reading and mentoring for life changes. And one thing with these kinds of changes is that they do indeed bring up a lot of feelings, even unexpected feelings. And so I want to encourage you, number 2, that as you go through your September, to notice any and all feelings that come up as you're experiencing the changes. So notice the feelings that come up and honor them and work to release judgment of them. So not judging yourself for any anger that you might feel, any sadness, any excitement or happiness too. Those are all part of the life change process, all part of the process of things shifting, changing, falling down, and rebuilding. So know, number 2, that you may be experiencing a range of emotions during September. That is part of the process. Please be gentle with yourself. You may also want to get my free Life Change Encouragement Kit, because that kit includes a couple of great things. Number 1, it includes my Standing Like the Stones book in both ebook and audiobook format to help you weather, withstand, survive, and thrive during life changes. And so as the changes of September take place, you may want to get that book and read or listen in for some great tips on not just surviving changes, but thriving during them as well. Specifically, I do talk about this idea of honoring any feelings that might come up and being gentle with yourself for those feelings, no matter what they are. You can get that at standingstoneshealing.com/kit, K-I-T. The link to get it is also below in the notes. So I encourage getting that Life Change Encouragement Kit for you for your month of September, number 2. What else am I getting for you, number 2? I'm getting for you the encouragement for you. Now this crumbling of the tower or towers, your September experience, number 2, is an initiatory point on your journey. This is the rune of initiation. And what I'm getting for you is that it may be very helpful for you at this time to conduct some kind of ritual. This is actually another one of my big life change tips, number 2, to conduct a ritual to mark the change. And so whatever the change might be, even a happy change like a new job, new home, new relationship, whatever it might be, there's an encouragement for you to conduct some kind of ritual to mark that change. Some kind of ritual to mark the passage into a new, through a new door of your life. And an encouragement for you to mark that time in some kind of meaningful, purposeful way, whatever it means to you. You don't have to do anything big, elaborate. It could be something very simple. Whatever you feel called to do, you may want to do some kind of ritual at this time to mark this point on your journey. Now, finally, all of that, number 2. Through all of this, there's some encouragement for you to find and maintain balance, because truly, this very much feels like an unbalanced state, right? Number 2, things are falling, things are crumbling, the tower is falling down. Oh crap, things just feel out of balance. And you're being encouraged to find balance amidst all of that. It is no coincidence that we have the scales right here and that balance. So maintaining balance this month is going to be very important for you as you experience these changes. Remember, Big changes, small changes, whatever they might be, any kind of change, even small ones, has a ripple effect on us and changes things and throws things out of whack. Here's an excellent example, number 2. Here where I am in the eastern United States, kids have gone back to school. This is a going back to school time. And this is a change that happens every time at this time of year. But that shift in going back to school creates all other kinds of shifts in our lives, from scheduling changes, the time when we get up, our morning routine, all kinds of things. And that's just a normal change that we all know happens. It comes every year, and if you have kids, if you go back to school, if you're a teacher or whatever, if the school year affects you, if you live based on the school year, then you know what I'm talking about. But that happens every year, and yet there's still some adjustment that comes along with it every time. And so even that small change has ripple effects and makes waves in other aspects of our lives. And so even with a small change, number 2, you might be feeling a little unbalanced and a little off. So just some encouragement to recognize that balance is going to be really important for you right now to help you move through these changes and to help you weather them and even thrive during them. And so finding balance, maintaining balance in whatever way that means to you, but even maybe just focusing on breathing in balance during this month might be helpful for you. Actually, when you think of it, the breath itself is balanced in and out. And so you may even want to use the breath this month, number 2, as a reminder for balance for your September 2022. Well, number 2, thank you so much for the honor of bringing you your September messages. Now, if you are interested in your own 5 or more card Untethered Spread reading, this is a unique reading you will not find anywhere else. I offer this reading one-on-one live on Zoom for 1 hour. Yes, indeed, 1 full hour of card reading, discussion, encouragement, intuitive messages, and all kinds of things to assist you, help you, support you on your journey. I'm honored to offer that. You can learn more down below on the links to learn more about the Untethered Spread reading and to even book your own reading. So number 2, thank you so much. It is an honor to bring you your September messages, and I send you blessings and best wishes for your September. Greetings, number 3. Welcome, number 3, to your September 2022 messages. So honored to have you here, number 3. Thank you. Number 3, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card for September is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, number 3. Awesome. Number 3, your angel card for September is Astara. You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. Yep, not surprised by this card at all. Perfect. Number 3. Number 3. You are number 3. And number 3, you had 3 Archangel cards that flew out for you. When I shuffle, the cards frequently fly out, and we had 3 that flew out for number 3 this month. So number 3, your first Archangel card is Compassion. Archangel Zadkiel says, Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. Yep, for sure. Number 3. Remember who you are. Archangel Michael says you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. Indeed you are. Number 3, you are very loved. Beautiful, Archangel Michael. Thank you for that encouragement. And number 3, your third Archangel card is Archangel Jophiel, who says, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. Awesome. Number 3. Great. I've got lots of things coming up here for you, number 3. Let's see what else we have in store. We've got the Rune of Defense. The Rune of Defense. And we have I am a dreamer. Oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. I am a dreamer. When we awaken to our ability to create our own reality, all our dreams are possible. I breathe in the manifestation of my hopes and wishes. I am filled with the knowledge that my dreams can come true. I breathe out doubt and despair. Now, I said this makes sense, number 3, because as I was shuffling these cards, there was some resistance there. And I was picking up on some scattered energies, number 3. Now, what I'm getting for you, number 3, is that right now you are maybe experiencing some fiery kinds of energies in terms of, all right, number 3, I'm just going to come right out and say it, maybe a little bit of self-righteousness. Number 3, you might be feeling a little bit ready to do a little bit of, I don't want to say battle, but number 3, you're feeling like you've been done wrong or you're right and you want to prove it. You are ready to get out that sword. You are ready to defend yourself. And you are ready to charge forward with the idea that, yes, I am right. Here I am. Here's what I think. Now, number 3, what's really interesting about this is that you're being encouraged to recognize that and to move forward with that desire to go in swords blazing and that power that you might have right now, that fiery power, or that's coming to you throughout the month of September. And number 3, you're also being encouraged to temper that with some compassion, to temper that with some understanding, to temper that with seeing this situation from someone else's, the other person's point of view, or persons, or thing, whatever it might be. Number 3, you're being encouraged to step back just a little bit. Now, it doesn't mean to not be at the ready, to not sit in that power, and to not recognize and claim that power, but rather to temper it just a little bit. In other words, number 3, just turn down the heat a little bit right now. And rather than being so ready to jump in and be defensive and do battle, to just step back a moment, just turn the heat down just a little. Maybe instead of a full boil, just turn it down to a simmer right now and do some reflecting on this moment and on this experience. Now, those scattered energies that I was picking up on are a part of this. That resistance that I was picking up on specifically, definitely was picking up on some resistance with the cards, is really about this need to just step back a moment and focus those energies. And so to allow compassion to help bring about some sense of just tamping down just a little bit. Now, again, you are powerful right now. You deserve the best. Astara is saying, don't compromise. So yes, you have every right to have that sword and be ready to go and to go for what you want, to charge forward and to be powerful. And yet, there's an encouragement, number 3, just to focus in those energies, to bring them all together, and to bring them all together and to use that sword for kindness, compassion, love, respect. Good is what I am getting. I also just got the word justice. So number 3, one thing that may help you with this at this time, with kind of bringing in those scattered energies and focusing a little bit more powerfully, is doing some cleaning and clearing of your space. Now, we know clearing spaces is very powerful for consolidating energies, for bringing them in, for creating, generating focus, and for clearing away energetic clutter. So number 3, definitely now is a time for you to be doing that. Now, what I'm also getting for you is that as you clear away that space or clutter, as you clear your spaces, there's an encouragement for you here, number 3, to do so with a sense of compassion, with a sense of kindness, with a sense of recognizing your power and that you do deserve what you want, while at the same time recognizing that compassion is an important part of your experience, or I should say you're being encouraged to make compassion a part of your experience this month, number 3. So bringing compassion into it is going to be very important, and that's only going to help you to focus those energies and indeed, number 3, make them more powerful. You know, consolidated energy is much more powerful than unfocused energy that's all here, here, here. If we can take all that energy and bring it here, right into the sword, then boom, that is going to be more powerful. So there's an encouragement for you, again, to recognize that power. We've got Archangel Michael here saying, remember who you are. So remember your power. And look, we've got another sword here. You know, interestingly enough, I was just about to point out in this card, we've got this point of light. And so we really have this focusing of these points of light and power for you for your September number 3. And to use this focusing of power for good, for justice, for manifesting, bringing in, oh my gosh, we've got it here too, bringing in your desires. I did not realize that. And really just harnessing that energy and recognizing that right now is a powerful time for you to do that, especially if you are in a situation, in a relationship in which you are ready to go in guns blazing and have a fight or defend yourself or defend your desires and wishes. So take some of that fieriness and direct it, channel it in ways that are more positive than negative. And so to channel that in ways that are loving and kind rather than in an angry kind of way, number 3. Because truly, you know, Archangel Michael, you are a powerful, loving child of God. And so as you are loved, so too an encouragement, number 3, for you to love as well. So bring love into all of it for your September. Now, what else do we have here? This dream card. You know, we have here the encouragement that yes, you deserve your dreams. You deserve your desires. Don't compromise. I'll tell you what, definitely this Queen of Swords ain't compromising. There's no compromise here. And yet we can not compromise while at the same time bringing love and compassion and kindness to our approach. So number 3, be that Queen of Swords, and be that Queen of Swords who also remembers who you are, who also brings love and light, who also brings the defensiveness that is not an angry kind of defensiveness. Ooh, interestingly enough, as I was saying, angry kind of defensiveness, I was clamping down on this stone and could feel it going into my palm. Ow. So not that kind of defensiveness, but rather an open defensiveness. Does that make sense? Yes, indeed. An open, welcoming, receptive, compassionate kind of defensiveness and ready to go. So, number 3, rein in those dreamy energies. Continue to dream, of course, and go for your dreams and fight for your dreams, and rein in those dreamy kind of energies that might be scattered to help you move forward and to help you defend yourself and to help you. You know what's so interesting, number 3, is that I just looked out my window right there and saw a hummingbird at my morning glories. And so it's the that hummingbird kind of energy that is very do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hummingbirds don't make that kind of sound. But anyway, that kind of energy, that dreamy, flitty, floaty. Even, you know, hummingbirds are very light-filled, aren't they? So that light-filled, dreamy kind of energy, to bring that in and to harness it and make it much more powerful. Oh, check this card out. Same exact kind of image going on. Whoa. I love it. Number 3. So number 3, there you have it. Be that Queen of Swords this month. Recognize that Queen of Swords power and energy running through you, and yet do it with compassion, kindness, love. Remember your power. Remember that you are loved, and therefore you are loving as well. Well, number 3, thank you so much for the honor of bringing you your September messages. Now, number 3, you are also always welcome to get your own individual one-on-one card reading. So I offer this 5 or more card reading live over Zoom for 1 full hour. 1 hour card reading with 5 cards. Yes, indeed, I do it all of the time. And so that reading is a wonderful way to connect, to get your own messages, to get your own encouragement for your journey with intuitive messages and discussion. All kinds of assistance to help you wherever you are on your journey for insights and new perspectives. You can learn more about this Untethered Spread reading and getting your own individual live one-on-one reading in the links down below. So thank you so very much, number 3. I send you blessings and best wishes for your September 2022. Thank you.